When you're trying to pursue algorithmic playlists and trying to trip those algorithms to bump your release radar numbers and get on Discover Weekly on Spotify, there are a lot of different metrics that you might want to look at and analyze to determine how that works and whether or not you're close to making that happen. You're going to want to look at things like number of streams, your follower to stream ratio, your save rate. This stuff all matters and is all taken into account by Spotify when they're looking at whether or not your song is going to trip the algorithms. But there's another metric that is not given to you by Spotify for artists and that you can't calculate using the data from Spotify for artists that matters a whole lot too. And that is your track's popularity score. So in this video, what we're going to do is look at two different options that you can use to find your track's popularity score. That way you can track it and see how close you are to tripping algorithms. So let's get into it. What's up, guys? It's Tom. Welcome back to the lab. Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to my life. Today, we're looking at your song's popularity score on Spotify. This is probably going to be a fairly short video. I just want to show you guys a couple of different options that I have discovered to find your track's popularity score. And I want to talk about what that popularity score means and how it might apply to tripping the algorithms to bump your release radar second week of your release and potentially get onto Discover Weekly. So let's dig in. Okay, so the first tool you can use to find your track's popularity score is a site called Musicstax. It's free to use. It searches the entire database of everything that's on Spotify, and you can go in here and look up your profile and your songs to see all the data on it. So what we're going to do is we'll go to the search bar here. We'll look up my name, if I can spell it. So here we go. So first we'll go to my artist profile. So this is me as an artist. It says it's got me listed as 1,080 followers, and then it's got all of my tracks here. So Darkness is my most recent release, so we'll check that out. And as you can see right here, the number one thing is popularity, which is 22%. And there's other stuff that's listed in here that's information about your track: danceability, energy, positiveness, speechiness, liveliness, instrumentalness. And then you can see all the other metadata as well: the song length, the BPM, the key of the song, and the loudness. How loud is your song? How loud was it mastered? This is all really, really useful information for a whole bunch of different reasons. Today, we're just looking at the popularity score, but there's some other things that I want to point out that are pretty important, chiefly of which is your loudness, looking at the mastering of your track. There are a lot of people who say the loudness war is over, but it's not. If you go to look at if we go back home here and look at any of the popular songs on here, we'll look at the Z track, minus 4.31 dB. Yeah, the loudness war is not over. Anyway, back to my song here. So going and looking at Darkness, you can see it has a popularity score of 22%. So what does that mean? Well, the popularity score of your song when you go to Spotify is this little bar right here on the right side. And if you hover over it, you can see how many plays any track has on Spotify. What this does is it tells Spotify, based on all the data that we can track, some of which we can track, which is your save rate, the amount of streams, your listeners, all that. Spotify will use all that information and calculate the song's popularity score. The higher the popularity score of the track, the more opportunity it's going to have on Spotify. So based on my rough estimates in math and in my experience, I believe, so take this with a grain of salt, I believe, based on my understanding, that if you get to a popularity score of 20, you're going to get an additional boost on release radar that following Friday. If you can get to a popularity score of 30, you can get on Discover Weekly. And I think this is one of the biggest metrics that Spotify uses to calculate these things. Now, if you get a popularity score and your metrics are all whack and you've got like hardly any saves and a ton of streams, it may not work. So it's very much dependent on a combination of all these different things. Popularity score is one of them that you want to be paying attention to, because if you see that you've gotten to like a 19% popularity score and it's Wednesday, you might want to bump up your ads for Wednesday and Thursday to try to push it over the top to get that release radar bump the next Friday. So it's worth paying attention to, because you might be able to just get over that bump to get into a new release radar window or to get on Discover Weekly on the following Monday if you're close. Now, the next platform that I want to look at is Spotify itself. So this Musicstax platform is Very easy to use. The one drawback about it is it doesn't update regularly. So if I go to my profile here, you can see I've got 1,080 followers. And then if you go to my profile here on Spotify, you can see that I've got 1,100 followers. So it's been a few days since it's updated. I don't know the exact window of time that it updates. It seems to be every 3 to 5 days or so. But in your first week of release, obviously you're going to want that data every single day. So Musicstax may not be the best one short term to look at every single day. For that, we're going to go to Spotify itself. Now, if you go to this link, developer.spotify.com/console/get-track, you don't have to remember all that. I'm going to put links to both of these in the description of this video. If you go to this link, you can research your song directly from Spotify. So what we're going to do is in this ID field here, I'm going to go back to Spotify, and then I'm going to go to my track Darkness. I'm going to click the 3 dots next to it, go to Share, go down to Spotify URI, not the song link and not the embed code. We want the URI. So I'm going to copy that, go back here, paste it here, and then I'm going to remove Spotify and track and the colon so it's just the numbers and letters left. Once I do that, I'm going to go to Get Token, Request Token. You don't have to fill out any of this stuff. It's not a big deal. And then try it. Once you've done that, on the right side here, I'll scroll down all the way at the bottom here, and you can see the popularity score of 22. And this isn't the only thing you can look up through Spotify's developer platform. If you want to go over here on the left side and you can look at all this different stuff, audio analysis, features, tons of different things that you can look up through Spotify's developer platform. That's where this Musicstax platform gets this other information like danceability and energy and loudness. You can look all this up about your song. And more importantly, or equally as important, you can look it up about songs that you think your music sounds similar to. Spotify's algorithm analyzes songs, analyzes music, and compares it to one another so that if you're pitching a song for a specific genre when you pitch to editorial playlists and you get on Release Radar the second week and then you get on Discover Weekly after that and you are on the cusp of getting on editorial playlists, Spotify is going to compare the metrics of your song with the metrics of songs on these playlists. That's why I mentioned loudness. The loudness war is not over. All of the popular songs from major label artists and from very successful independent artists that are on these playlists are generally on the louder end of the spectrum depending on genre. So if you want to make sure your song is competitive sonically with what you're trying to compete with, go look up the information on other songs. It can be really helpful. You can see, wow, I've been mastering 6 dB too low, or my danceability isn't nearly up. So that's it for this video. Like I said, short and sweet. I wanted to share this because this is a tool that I've discovered recently and I've been tracking it with my own songs and seeing how this stuff plays out. One of the big things that I'm after with my channel right now is sort of reverse engineering how some of these things work so that I can share with you what I figure out and tell you like, hey, these are the things to pay attention to. And what I really want to get boiled down to is like, these are the things that matter. If you get this popularity score, if you get this many streams, if you get this save rate or whatever, like results are all but guaranteed. That's what I want to figure out both for myself and to share, because I think knowing that stuff will give us a very specific goal to shoot for, and you'll know whether or not you're going to hit it or not. So you can determine like, do I need to spend $100 or $300 or whatever? So anyway, I hope this is helpful. Hope you enjoy this video. Before I let you go, remember, if you haven't subscribed, please do like this video if you dig it, share it if you dig it even more, and hit the notification if you want to know when I post other videos. It would make me very happy, and I think it would make you happy too. So at the end here, the series we're in right now, Top 10 Mistakes When Using Facebook Ads to Promote Your Music on Spotify. And then at the bottom here, whatever YouTube decides. So thanks for being here. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.